Hello. First and foremost, sorry for my last video ending so abruptly. My phone ran out of memory and for some reason YouTube also spliced my video right down to 15 minutes even though I uploaded it at about 23 minutes long. So they must not like my videos, so understand YouTube. I'll try and keep this around 15 minutes. This is a little bit of a Neal Adams special. As I've always said, he's one of my favourite artists and has done some really iconic covers. So this is kind of showcasing some of those to give you an idea of some of the covers that I really, really love. This is Superman 317 or 317? 317. It's late. I've just had a monster. Even though it's like nearly, what is it? It's nearly 11:15 at night. I've taken a monster, which means I'm not going to be sleeping at all tonight. Never mind. That means I can read some comics. But this is actually a really, really nice copy. Easily a 9.0. In my opinion. I don't know, Nick put out a grading video, so maybe I need to rewatch those. But a really beautiful cover with kind of the kryptonite affecting Superman. Really beautiful cover. Great job. I just, again, it's just the way he draws his physiques. I mean, they're really muscular guys. I think these really capture the essence of a superhero, some of Neal Adams stuff. So for me, even though I'm not a massive fan of Superman, I still love the work he did on Superman because it kind of took it to that next level from where it was previously. And then we've got it, I'll mix up a little bit. Then we've got Batman issue 403. Well, this is Detective Comics 403, sorry, with Batman and Robin. This is quite an iconic pose in terms of there's so many books with the hero carrying the helpless victim. It could be Robin, it could be Thor in terms of the older Thor, Odin carrying Thor in one of the older books. But it's a beautiful cover with a contrasting background. And again, I think Denny O'Neil and Neal Adams did some great work. And I'll show the book later actually. A book that I won another book that I won on eBay, which is quite a popular book in terms of showcasing Neal Adams' work, not just for comics, but overall his artwork. So I'll show that right at the end. Then we've got this, probably, in my mind, probably his most iconic Superman cover. This is Superman 233. It's something that you always you see. It's kind of, this one has kind of broken through popular culture, and this book is huge. I love it. Again, it's just a book that you can stare at all day. I mean, the colours are fantastic. I must confess I haven't read it yet. I only got it a couple of days ago, so I haven't read it yet. But I've been kind of stockpiling Neal Adams books to kind of, or my favourite Neal Adams books that I've been getting in recently, to kind of show them off, so then I can kind of read them up and do the necessary and put them away. But again, this is probably his most iconic, probably my favourite Superman cover, with this being a close second. And then we'll mix it up, bring out another one of my favourite artists. I showed a couple of Sorenko books in my last video, so it wouldn't be right if I didn't show any more. This is a super iconic cover. Just I love it. Again, this is one that you see things that you previously wouldn't have seen. So just the poses, and I love it. This is pop culture at its finest, pop art. This is real kind of Andy Warhol inspired kind of stuff. And this is, I just, like I said, I always wish I could go back and see my kind of 27-year-old self now seeing this on a stand and just going crazy over it. And especially if it was bone white. I mean, this is quite tanned. As I mentioned previously, a lot of the books kind of have issues, especially these all white covers have issues. But can imagine seeing this in the stand and how captivated I would have been. I probably would have bought them all out from my comic book store just to admire them, because these are real pieces of art. And I could only imagine owning the original art to this. That would be unreal. But whoever's got it, I mean, my hat's off to you guys, because this is just a beautiful book. Next, we've got Alice Cooper's first appearance into comics. It's a strange kind of book. I mean, we've got Halloween coming up, so I thought, why not? Let's have a look at this. I mean, I got this a long time ago. I bought these quite a few books from the States, and Nick was kindly holding onto them and then forwarded them onto me once I had enough books basically to justify the shipping. So yeah, I mean, I've seen this book dotted around with different people picking it up, but it's kind of always interested me. I mean, I always love when kind of pop culture crosses over into comics. So I mentioned before the Beatles in Strange Tales and Batman. So Alice Cooper's another. I'm sure he was an iconic guy in the Bronze Age. So in the 70s, Alice Cooper obviously was huge. So it's quite cool to see how comics always used to involve that within their storage stuff. Can't really go wrong. Because I could again, I really wish I could just get into a time capsule and go back 30, 40 years. I'm an old soul. And then I picked up, as part of that, I picked up Avengers 196. I actually picked up a couple of copies of that because, again, it's a cover. Well, Taskmaster is quite an underrated character in my eyes. They could do a lot with him, but I just don't feel like he's had his just dues. So hopefully, once Marvel Studios are starting to put out these more obscure characters, I'm hoping he gets a bit of a push. I mean, there's interest in him, of course, but I think, even now he's still a bit undervalued. But this is a great cover, and just it's the colours that captivate you, isn't it? Orange. It's a very strange colour palette, because you don't usually see like big green covers with orange and blue. So it's just a great cover. The story's not too bad either. So I mean, it's a bit Marvel, but no, it's all right. It's all right. But definitely happy to pick those up. Move that out of the way. And then back to my Neal Adams special. This is House of Secrets, number 91. Just, I think this is kind of a pose that he seems to do a lot. I mean, obviously, this stems from kind of paying homage to the old Detective Comics cover. I mean, it always, like a woman running away from, well, I suppose it's a smaller building, so to speak, but, that big Gothic-looking building setting. But this is a very cool cover with the crow, or the giant crow. That is a big bird. Oh, an eagle. Sorry, I said crow. Eagle. It's late. But yeah, very cool cover. I mean, the condition's not great. You can see their staples popped, but I buy for reading. So I'm really looking forward to sitting down to reading these House of Secrets. I've always said DC horror titles are some of my favourite books ever. I'm just about to pick up a few more, some House of Mysteries. So as Halloween's approaching, I look forward to kind of getting a big stack of those and getting a beer and just reading through them with something like Hocus Pocus or something in the background. I'm a big kid at heart. I love Christmas, I love Halloween. Just a big kid. I don't think I'll ever grow up, but never mind. Growing up sucks. Then we've got another Detective Comics 391. I'm only kind of collecting the Denny O'Neil and Neal Adams run, because I think that's when it was interesting, and that's when it got a bit edgy, and it really moved away from that kooky Silver Age Batman. So even the covers, it's just, look at it. It's just fantastic. They actually even look like real photos. It's just crazy. I highly recommend you guys do what I do, or do what I'm doing, and just go on a mission, or just pick up all Neal Adams. You won't be disappointed. This is a very, very rare time in terms of which I'll pick up an Action Comics. So I'm not a massive Action Comics fan. But this is actually one of Neal Adams' earliest works on DC. If not, I think this is actually his first cover. I'm sure it is, because I remember reading about it. So this is Action Comics 356. So this is some of his first cover work for DC. So I thought, it might not, obviously this is his first work. It's not the great, in my opinion, it's not as captivating as some of the other books I've shown you, but this, nonetheless, it's a great book to have as part of having his kind of ongoing history. And that's what I want to do this with all of them. I want to do this with Ditko's. As I tried to say, I'm trying to complete Ditko's run. Managed to pick up a couple more books in that, and just kind of create kind of an archive of my favourite artists of all time, and then I can go through them. So I want to have a kind of a smaller. I don't want to have 10,000 books. I want to have a nice, concise few thousand books in terms of books that I really love that I can pick out time and time again and read and enjoy. Then we'll go to Batman. This is Batman 224, another Neal Adams beauty. Again, it's just a very whenever I look at this, it just reminds me of Spider-Man 33. I guess it's because of the water in the background, but obviously he's being held over a boat there. He's being grinded up by the big rotors. But it's just, again, it's a very cool action pose, and I think Neal Adams did really well. A lot of his books were able to get an essence of action, right? Get that kind of get the proportions right, and show the terror and the lifelessness in Batman in this instance. So yeah, really, really cool book. And then we've got House of Secrets 88. Now, I don't really see this book too often in people's collections. This is obviously an homage to the earlier Detective Comics, but then you had 227, and you've obviously then after 227 you've got this. So, again, it's just a fantastic cover. I can't really go wrong. Again, I'm guilty of just staring at it for long periods. It's obviously a painted book as well. So, yeah, beautiful, love it. And this is exactly the kind of reason why I love the hobby, because when you've got masterpieces like this. So, right, I picked this up as well. This is it's big thick. This is a Heritage Auctions catalogue. So, I guess now everything's on. I think they do still send these out, but this is from 2005. It only cost me £2 or £3 on eBay because I found it randomly. So, but it's just interesting to kind of go through and see what books were kind of up for grabs, and there's a little bit of history under each book. So it's just an interesting read. I mean, a lot of time I don't really focus on Golden Age, so I guess it's got silver and modern and original art and whatnot. But it's cool nonetheless to pick up. I love picking up little tidbits like this, and just I don't know. I think they do send these out for every auction, but I don't know how in the UK I could get one from Heritage. I don't know if anyone in YouTube land can help me sign up so I get the catalogues. But it's just a cool piece of random, it's just a random piece of whatever. I don't even know. Got a Marvel graphic. Not, it really is getting late for me. I think I'm quite tired, but I thought I must put a video because I was annoyed that my last one finished so abruptly. An Inhumans graphic novel. I love the. I only got this today, so I haven't even had a chance to change the bag or board or anything. But I saw this in another video. I can't remember the YouTuber's name. I can't remember which YouTuber it was. So I watched so many videos over the last few days that I can't even remember where I saw this. But you know who you are. If you watch this, you know who you are. Thanks for putting me onto this. I love Marvel graphic novels. I just think the covers, like this and the Comics Index, I love because the covers are amazing. I talk a lot about covers, but obviously I love the books themselves. But obviously, as I've said, the cover is what captivates you first. It's what kind of caught the attention of the reader on the racks first, and then it would entice you to read the story. So I'm a firm believer in that. And then I got this on eBay. For what I think was a good price. Wasn't too many bidders on it. This is The Art of Neal Adams. It's going to be quite difficult because I don't really edit my videos, so I should really, like, at this point, pause it and then go into a table and show it, but I'm not great on computers, so I'll do it the old-fashioned way and show you guys. So again, this is a book, obviously, on Neal Adams' artwork. The cool thing about this one is that he signed it, and this book was cheaper than what a Neal Adams signature would cost me at a Comic-Con, so I'm actually glad I never went and got a signature from Neal Adams, because I've actually got it for a lot cheaper, as you can see. So I think this is limited to 1,700 copies worldwide, and it just talks through his early artwork and then kind of progressing through. I don't think I'm doing this book any justice, and then it's different chapters. So I deal with his horror stuff, and then it'll go to his superhero stuff. Just look at that. Unbelievable, right? And this is kind of why I'm going after all his work, because however commercial the man is, however much of a businessman he is, there's no denying even look at the cars. There's no denying how talented he is and how much of an asset he is to the artist world in terms of look at that. I'll stop talking now. Worlds of the Future, and then there's obviously commentary by him in here. I think you can pick this up. I don't know, I haven't looked. I'm sure you can. Sports cards. There's something for everybody in here, honestly. So The Art of Neal Adams, hardback edition. Right, so that was a quicker one than last time. Hopefully the video won't cut out. So thank you everyone for subscribing, rating, liking, disliking. It's all good. hopefully I'll be putting out some more videos now more frequently as I'm firmly back in the hobby. So after taking a little bit of a sabbatical, I'm back. So thanks again, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.